Okay, so I think we are live on YouTube. Let me just check where we are. Thank you. Copy. And then we are going to go on to our Substack, make our story live there, and then oh,
I'm just going to make sure I record the whole.
oh, that was you,
Uh,
was it? Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, just 1 second, and when we start it, we will go from there. Somatic dance of the wild woman with a ear. Okay, beautiful people. Hello, hello, and welcome to the Rise of the Rebel Matriarch. Day three, which is the wild woman. And we have our absolutely beautiful girl, Robbie Fear, here, all the way from New Zealand, where she is going to bring us on the most incredible somatic dance, where we will really just embody a sense of an exploration of rage, of truth, of instinct, of sovereignty, and of sacred connection through the foundations of breath and sound and movement. So, Robbie is a dear friend of mine and a co-author in our Rise of the Rebel Matriarch book. Oh, sorry, the Rebel Ma, Leading in the Time of the Feminine Women's Stories of Revolution book, where she shared a beautiful personal story about her journey with grief. And she's a narrative counselor. She has a master's in that. She's a somatic therapist, a conscious communication coach, and she's known as the rebel therapist. So the two of us, we're always like kindred spirits from the moment we met. And when I read about her, I got goosebumps when I met her. She activated something deep and primal within me. And we've gone on a journey now where I've been in her spaces. I have seen her mastery. I have experienced it in the body. And I'm so fucking excited to bring you all on this journey too, where she will guide us so safely and so intimately and so deeply into our bodies, into the portal of our bodies to access that wild woman inside and activate that primal, deep inner knowing, that inner wildness that we all get to embody a little bit more of in these times in order to be able to live our lives unapologetically, with this do not give a fuck attitude and this leadership that's rooted in sovereignty, in self-expression, in unfuckable feminine power and rage and all of the juiciness that they've told us to, suppress and to shut away. So I'm very excited to bring you on this journey because her work really bridges therapy and embodied practice. She integrates narrative therapy, the storytelling that we all love, along with nervous system science, with breath work, with movement, and with voice. And she's also deeply connected to the matriarchal lineage that we are speaking into. And, she will tell you her story herself about that, why matriarchy feels important to her personally and professionally. So I'll let her take the mic and tell her stories and introduce you to this incredible work of Robbie Fear. Thank you, darling, for being here.
Mm, thank you. Oh my goodness, what an introduction. I feel lit up already. Oh, and this is the world of somatics, right? Like just through hearing that transmission and feeling it, my body is already having little tingles, fires, and responses of excitement. And what else is there? Excitement, but also fire and the softness as well. That to me is the wild woman. So, hello everyone. Beautiful to be with you here today, live and on the recording. I'm going to start by taking a deep breath. Oh my gosh, how life starts, right? The first thing we do in this life is we take a deep breath. So, if you'd like to join me just to maybe place a little hand on the heart and take a deep inhale. And exhale fully. One more like this, inhaling. Breathing all the way in, fill the belly, fill the lungs, all the way to the top, and just hold this breath at the top for a moment. And exhale fully, let it go. Hmm. Ah, beautiful. So I would love to begin with just a sharing of why this is so alive for me, why the wild woman is so alive for me. Um, hmm. And really, this is birthed from this question of who is she? Who is she for me? Who is she for you? And for many women, including myself, along the journey, taking up space didn't feel natural. In fact, it felt really risky. And when we look at history, centuries, the wild woman and the part of us that is instinctive, loud, expressive, sensual, emotional, unapologetically alive was softened and controlled and domesticated. Cultures that once revered and worshipped the feminine and embodied wisdom slowly shifted towards systems that really encouraged the good girl, politeness, and self containment. And young girls learned early that being too much could lead to rejection, too loud, too emotional, too sexual, too opinionated. And this was very much my own story. Don't be too much, be polite, this monitoring. And so our bodies adapted. We shrank our postures. We softened our voices. We apologized before speaking. And it was really about prioritizing harmony over speaking my truth and my boundaries and my needs. So I'm in this big journey myself of reclaiming what are my needs? Because for so long, I put my own needs and my own boundaries and my own desires behind the harmony of the group and other people. And I feel like I'm not the only one because over generations, right, this became normalized. And not because this was natural, but because it was safer. It was safer for women to be small, to be quiet, to be contained. And today, I want to emphasize that reclaiming the wild woman isn't about being expressive or dominating space, although, oh, that's a part of it, and we're going to dive into that. But it's really about remembering the part of us that was never really meant to live small. It's about instinct, it's about expression, it's about truth, it's about movement, sound, laughter, grief, sovereignty, sensuality. Oh, makes me feel excited and lit up as I talk about it. Oh, so a little bit about me. And I guess what really drives this movement for me is that I feel like I've come from a lineage of matriarchal women. Um, well, funny story about this is my grandmother shared with me about the moment that she got men's only day at the golf club. She was an avid lover of golf, and her and her female friends had just evolved with men's only day being a normal, natural thing. And there wasn't a women's only day, there was only a men's only day. And you can read into all of the stories and the identity pieces that come in with that. But really, she knew, and this was 20 years ago, she knew that something was not quite right and fought for men's only day to be abolished. Now, this is just one tiny example of where women are standing up, speaking up, and saying, actually, this is not on, this is not okay. And the consequences of that were huge. She had my grandfather's friends give him lots of, um, yeah, trouble or shame. And It was really her going through the justice system that was also really clearly oriented towards men. The judges were male. So for her, it's this journey of reclaiming this, what is right, fair, and just. And for me, now it is about allowing my expression to shine through, because it seems like what's right, fair, and just is really beginning to explode and come to the surface, but there's still expression that is wanting to be birthed through. Our voices are wanting to be heard. So today is a little practice or an embodiment of that. And really, when I want to talk about embodiment, it's not about performance. Gosh, because how much have women been funneled and siphoned into performative embodiment, right? It's not about dancing well. There is no such thing as that for me, not in this space, but rather remembering what your body already knows. The part of you that knows how to move when something is really true or it's moving you. The part that knows how to growl or to sound or to speak up when someone crosses your boundaries. Or perhaps it's the part of you that knows how to soften in the sweetness of nature. Hmm. So letting go of ideas about trying to become someone new, but rather creating space for what's already within. And this involves many moments throughout our lives of letting go of worrying about how we look, how our bodies move through space, whether it's pretty or not. To me, the expression of the wild woman is messy and untamed. It's not perfect. It just is. It doesn't apologize. And it's soft. Sometimes it's loud. Sometimes it's weird. Sometimes it's powerful. And all of it belongs here in this space. So let this be a deep invitation to trust the intelligence of your body and see what happens when you stop holding yourself back. Yeah. So it's a little bit about the wild woman. Now, to get into the specific details of today's embodiment journey, uh, the music or the journey itself will be about 45 minutes. And we're going to go in a wave formation. We start really soft, really gentle, laying down in meditation. And then as the music picks up, gradually, so too does our movement. And we're moving intuitively, slowly. And then as the music picks up again, we move a little bit stronger. And then slowly, slowly, we pick up the pace until we're moving, sounding, shaking, just really finding our fullest expression. Yeah. And within that, we'll then hit a peak about 20, 25 minutes in, and then slowly we'll start to come down the other side of this wave. So bringing our movements in softer. And then we'll finish where we started, laying down in softness, in silence, in meditation. Or rather than, let's call it meditation, just full surrender. And music will be really one of our guides today. And there'll be so many different types of music, from classical to nature sounds to bass music to techno to house, everything in between. Now, I really encourage you not to uh, worry about if you like the music or if you don't. It doesn't matter. If you don't like the music, then use it for fuel. Dance the frustration of not liking the music. Move it through the body. And if you do like the music, then great. Allow it to be that driving force. So, really, it's about moving from within and waiting for the impulse rather than driving that yourself. But we'll get to experience that and they'll guide you through the whole way. Uh, I might invite a little moment of pause or stillness, which is a process called registering. Registering is where we take a moment to come into stillness, and I'll invite you to contemplate two questions. The first one, what am I noticing? The what refers to the sensation. For example, it could be tingling, numbness, heat, excitement, prickles, or it might be a feeling of shutdown or disassociation. The second question I'm going to ask or guide you into is, where are you noticing it? Are you noticing it in the heart, the throat, when I ask you to sound, the belly, the right arm? So for you, it's really about building somatic intelligence. What am I noticing and where am I noticing it? Mm. Okay. Lastly, the three tools that I will be guiding today that will help you along the way is breath, sound, and movement. So movement will be throughout our whole journey, and I'll be guiding you into moving in different ways. Sometimes it's shaking rapid movements, sometimes it's slow, sometimes it's really wide, sometimes it's close to the ground. So the movement refers to the bodily uh, structure, the way our bones, cells, and blood will move through the space. The breath, using the breath to take you deeper into the experience or to bring you out into a space of safety or regulation. And by this, I mean, if you're wanting to go deeper, you might use any kind of holotropic breath, for example, or it could be using a forceful exhalation. I can already feel it just through giving the example that is really activating. Now, if you're wanting to come down, if you're wanting to ground, if you're wanting to regulate, your breath will be long, slow, and deep. For example, breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. So to confirm, we've got fast, rapid, activating breath, bringing you deeper into your experience. And then we've got long, slow, deep in and exhalations, making the exhalations longer as a way to calm down and ground. If you feel like, whoa, I'm in too deep, or I'm actually feeling unsafe or a little bit of anxiety, your long, slow, deep breaths and your soft touch on the body will be really supportive. And lastly, the sound. The sound is our own magical instrument. Our sound has the capacity to take us deeper into an experience, and again, similar to the breath, to regulate us, to calm us, to ground us. I encourage you to find your sound, your audible exhalations, your growls, your guttural ah, the parts of you that feel shameful or ugly or weird to be expressed. That's where I want you to go. That's where the magic is. And if today you're like, whoa, that's too much, then listen to your body and at the same time dance with that edge of listening to what feels safe and what might feel expansive and edgy. Mm. A lot of people find the liberation and experience through the voice to be very cathartic, very potent. And our voice is such a big part of what helps us feel like we're taking up space, not just with our physical body, but with our inner vibration. Mm. Yeah. Okay. Let me check my notes for a little moment to see if I'm missing anything. No, I think we're ready. We're ready to get started. We're going to start laying down. And I will guide you and demonstrate. I'm going to do a little sound check. So if you can find a nice comfortable space to lay down, then that will be really supportive, just to allow yourself to arrive here. All right, hopefully you can all hear the sound. Saoirse, just let me know. Yeah, perfect. Okay, my love, so let's start by finding a comfortable space with maybe your legs want to be up or you want to lay flat. Really just tuning in to what you need today. Placing one hand on the heart and one hand on the lower belly or the womb space. And we're already going to start deepening the breath and taking this time just to land here. Landing in your body. Allowing your hips to sink and melt down into the earth. Allowing your feet and your legs to melt down and become heavy. Allowing the back door of the heart to meet the earth beneath you. Tuning in to the head that's resting on the ground or a pillow. And let's take a deep breath in together, in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Inhaling again through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Finding that audible sigh. And on your next exhalation, I invite you to imagine that this out breath is your roots. Connecting to the base of the spine, the sacrum. And just allow this part of your body to become really grounded and one with the earth. As you feel these roots grow down and down and down through the floorboards, through the soil, through the different layers of the earth. And Just tracing these roots as they reach down and down and down all the way to the earth's core. And as you connect to the earth's core, can you notice if these roots have a color? Maybe they're glowing red or white or golden. And just bringing that color into a little bit more vividness, aliveness, brightness. Take a moment to notice how you feel when you are connected, when your roots are rooted down and connected into the earth. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, sigh it out. Allowing yourself to really notice. Noticing what it's like to feel tethered, grounded, rooted. Taking a deep breath in. And inviting you now to feel a gentle impulse in your body. And slowly pulling this cord back up through the earth, all the way to reach your sacrum, your tailbone. As you draw this energy back into your body and up the spine, can you allow your body to begin to stir? Finding that movement, that impulse. Maybe it's a little sway of the hips as you lay on the ground. Maybe it's stretching your arms out wide or overhead. Making those audible sighs. This is really an opportunity to ask your body right here, right now, how does your body want to awaken? Finding gentle stretches, and you might even bring your knees into the chest and just gently rock side to side. And I invite you, at least for the next song, maybe the next song after that, to stay on the ground and experience yourself and your movement practice while being in connection with the earth. Right? Often we feel this rush to start moving and stand up and go, go, go. No, today is about slowness and inviting in these really gentle, slow movements that are matched to your body, to your needs. Perhaps you'd like to bring some gentle touch to other parts of your body. Maybe allowing one hand to find the other hand. Bringing some gentle touch to your arms, to your neck, to your face. Taking a deep breath in as you warm your body up from the inside out. Ah. Really taking this time to tune in to your own needs, your own impulse, and this will be different for everyone. And you may feel like you want to, if you're not already, roll over to your hands and knees. And as the music picks up, inviting you to allow different parts of your body to awaken. And as we connect into the spine, can you notice how your spine can move? Perhaps it's twisting, rotating, undulating, spiraling. What if you were to really allow your spine to lead the movement here? And as your spine moves, perhaps you notice other parts of your body begin to follow. The shoulders, the hips, the arms. Noticing the head. How can you allow the head and the neck to just soften, stretch, open? You might even bring some gentle touch to the throat, massaging the back of the neck. Inviting your sounds. And you can already begin maybe jiggling or shaking out, allowing that sound to just fall out. This is really an opportunity for you to find different elements of your expression. Really just noticing what's coming up for you in this moment as you begin to move, as your body begins to stir. Inviting maybe to begin moving around the space a little bit more, still staying low to the ground, or perhaps even using the ground. Connecting to the animal part within you. This is the wild woman. She's primal. She's alive. She's rooted and connected to the earth. Using your whole body, your hands, your arms, your shoulders, your legs, your knees, your feet. Taking those deep breaths in as you hear your voice. Taking a moment just to tune in. What am I noticing? And where am I noticing it? Now we're slowly going to rise to our feet and begin what I like to call shaking medicine. Now, this can look many different ways, but it's really nothing fancy to it. Now, this is just a different part of activating the body. So you might want to find a soft bend in the knees. And the magic with shaking medicine is that it's repetitive and continuous. So allowing the shaking to just begin to stir what's there. And the intention is never to get rid of the emotions, but to notice what they are. So start with that soft bounce in the knees, and let's start just by really shaking the hands. Give the hands a good shake. And then the arms all the way to the shoulders. You can do one at a time or both. There's nothing fancy. It's just allowing each part of your body to be moved. That's it. Now shaking the shoulders. Yeah, like a shimmy. Shaking the chest. That's it. Now shaking the hips. And you might even want to plant your feet and give yourself a nice jiggle. You can feel all of these beautiful parts of our body jiggling. That's it. Now shaking the right leg, the left leg, and now the whole body. And most importantly, we're going to give the head a really gentle shake. And the best way that I like to do this is leaning forward and just letting gravity do the work. Yeah, really just softening through the head and the neck and the shoulders. And you can bring in that bounce in the knees. Now softening through the mouth, through the jaw, through the tongue. Might even want to do some horsey lips. That's it. Now upping the shake a little bit. Might want to get a bounce or find different parts in the room to shake. Finding parts of your body that you might feel contracted in and maybe they need a little bit more shaking. Maybe you just do the hips, the legs. That's it, keep going. This is just allowing the body really to stir. The part of us that is noticing what's here, becoming curious. Ooh, what sensations? Is there contraction, excitement, frustration, rage? Allowing your system to notice. That's it, keep going. Yes. Inviting sounding. Planting the feet. Place one hand on the heart. One hand on the belly. And take a moment to notice. What is arising through this moving? What is ready to be looked at? What is ready to be felt? Where in your life do you shy away? Where in your life do you hold back your expression? Where in your life do you make yourself smaller and more palatable? Where in your life are you holding on to old stories that no longer serve? Old identities, patterns. What is ready to be unleashed? What is ready to be explored, felt, moved with? Connecting into the version of you that lives before she was told what to do, how to do it, what to wear, what not to do. The primal part of you exists. The wild woman. We're going to move with her now. Take a deep breath in and allow your voice and your sound. I really invite you to feel. And if you've got a wall around you, you can use that to push against, or maybe it's the floor, or maybe it's just air, throwing your hands around in the air. Let's go. Inviting in the part of you that wants to express. Allow your body to take up space. And if you're feeling rage, frustration, how can you let that part of you express? Using your voice. What are you no longer tolerating? Allow yourself to just express what feels primal and alive. How can you let go of what you think it looks like? Use your sound, find your roar. Maybe you find your air punches or your kicks, your growls. Every part of you knows. The parts of you that are unexpressed, allow them to be here, untamed. What does it feel like to just throw your hands and your arms around without thinking, how does it look? If you've got a pillow handy, you might want to grab your pillow and feel some resistance and do some little punches into it. One of my favorite ways to move rage through the body, to find my wild side. Find your voice. Feel the drums in this song activate the drums within you. That's it, keep going. That's it. Yes, beautiful. Maybe you want to find your way to the ground. We're inviting the animal in here. And perhaps if you don't want to be on the ground and you still want to move, you can stand. Allowing this really animalistic, primal part of being a woman to be felt. And if you were to find yourself in the jungle right now, what animal are you? a lion, a snake, a playful monkey. Using the surfaces, the floors, the walls as your playground. That's it. Noticing any thoughts coming up of feeling silly, and how can you just throw that out the window? Finding your roar or your hiss. Allowing yourself to wriggle and move around, finding your animal body. That's it. Finding your hips, allowing emotions stored there to move, to be felt, to be expressed. Maybe you want to come back to the shaking medicine as you move what's ready to be moved through the body, down and out. Finding your sound. And slowly allowing yourself to find your way back to your feet as we start to bring the energy down. We've gone through the parts that are ragey and frustrating. We've gone through the animal parts. Now it's time to connect to the part that is soft and sensual and flowy. Allowing your fluid movements. Perhaps you'd like to just trace your body with your fingers. As you experience what it's like to be your own lover. I invite you for this piece to really close your eyes and experience your own fluidity, your own sensuality. Finding that softness in the hips, softening the head, the face, the jaw, the mouth. Finding that sound, that sigh. Exploring the room, allowing your body to arrive into a new spaciousness. Allowing yourself to flow, using your hands to guide you around the space. And connecting in to the part of you that knows how to soften. One of the wonders of women is how we get to experience 1,000 different emotions in one day, sometimes in a moment. And just allowing yourself to come back into softness. This is the second to last song, and inviting you to allow yourself to really lean in to the music, to the words. If you know the song, sing along.
Don't be afraid. After the darkness is light. So don't you be afraid. When it comes the long night. Have faith, journey along. If you don't know, the path is long. But if you try, you'll surely grow to heal past the sorrow that been keeping you low. You low, so grow, 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 grow. You got to grow, 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 grow. Even if you're on your own, even if you can't find your way, even if the journey is cold, believe in love today. And I know that you will grow day by day. If you walk with love, you'll never be astray. Just grow, 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 grow. You got to grow, 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 grow. You got to grow.
Slowly inviting you to find your way back down to the ground. And laying your head, your bones, your body back down on the earth as we started. Allowing the ground to really hold you. Taking a deep breath in and out. And just allowing yourself to really melt, really soften. Placing one hand on the heart and one hand on the belly again. As you connect to the version of you that is deeply intuitive, deeply feeling, allowing, softening. And take another moment to ask yourself, what am I feeling and where am I feeling it? What am I feeling and where am I feeling it? Who is the version of me that is primal, wild, and authentic? And really asking yourself, how can I take up more space? How can I own all parts of me? Connecting into the knowing that your authentic expression is what is so deeply needed in this world. How does this version of you move through life? How does this version of you desire to be met by others around her? And as you take another deep breath, can you make a promise to yourself right here, right now, to take small or big steps in your life to begin to practice taking up space, to leading with your intuition and your full power in all of its glory. And slowly inviting you to just begin to make some gentle movements in your body, some deep breaths. Ah, allowing your body to arrive back into the space, maybe opening your eyes and just taking in the room around you, noticing what you see, what you hear. And when you're ready, you can slowly find your way up, maybe coming back to the screen, back to the space. Hmm. Thank you all so much for joining the Wild Woman today. It's been such an honor to hold space for such a important, juicy part of the female experience. I'm wishing you all a beautiful day. And if you have any questions or comments or reflections on the practice or feedback, I'm so open and welcoming of it. You can find me in the links, and really just love to hear any reflections. Mm. Thank you all so much.